Hello everyone and welcome to Panther Pourri Express, now in 24 great smelling colors. We're doing a video format here, little post-game recap for this game that just ended against the New Jersey Devils. And Yegor Sharangovich, really a killer in this game. His first career hat trick, great performance by him. Sergei Bobrovsky really just had a really tough game, and not much more to say about that. And that's my impression of someone who stopped watching after the second period, because holy shit, the Florida Panthers came out swinging in the third period, erased a 6-2 deficit, came back to win the game 7-6 in overtime. 5 of the 7 goals coming from defensemen, which is something I never would have thought I would be saying in the absence of Aaron Ekblad.
Yeah, I'm going to mail in the first 45 minutes of this podcast, and I'll take a swing at it. 14 minutes left and see if I can make up 4 goals, and we'll just see how it goes.
Yeah, I mean, you can't turn it off and turn it back on and expect to win, unless you're the Florida Panthers, in which case you can totally do that, because that's exactly what happened today. We all noticed it. They were totally disinterested, clearly, maybe not hungover, but feeling the effects of a night out in Manhattan. And then third period comes around, that wears off, and bang, all of a sudden the Devils remember they're the Devils, the Panthers remember they're the Panthers, and 7-6 is your final score.
Yeah, when Goldie said, the Panthers bust in from New York last night, we all kind of looked at each other and were like, why would you spend the night in New York if you're playing in New Jersey and tomorrow is in Buffalo? It's like, because they probably wanted to go out in Manhattan last night, probably had a nice dinner, hit out a club or something. And yeah, they looked like it for the first 45 minutes of that game. They gave zero fucks about wanting to win that hockey game.
Mm-hmm. Fortunately, I mean, I say it time and time again, whenever the Giroux rumors were coming up, when the Giroux trade happened, I doubled down and I made it known to the world. This is on record across multiple podcasts that by trading for Claude Giroux, by wanting to trade for Claude Giroux, the Panthers are essentially daring a team to score 7 goals on them, because that's what they will need to win. And that now shows. The Panthers, on multiple occasions, have scored 6 or more goals. This just being another one of those. I know that Claude Giroux has still yet to score his first goal, but he actually does show as one of the better players that the Panthers had today.
Usually there's 2 genres of a loss, especially when it comes to the Panthers. It's either the skaters played poorly and you can't really blame the goalie, or the goalie played poorly and you can't really blame the skaters. And I think in the first 2 periods, you have to give both their fair share of blame. Bob let in 4 even-strength goals on something like 1.89 expected goals. Yeah. But the defense was also brutal. But if Bob was on his game, not even having a great game, if he was having a decent game, it could have been 3-1 going into the third period, maybe 3-2. They did have 2. I sort of forgot about that. But yeah, it could have been 3-2 going into the third period, and then that comeback would have allowed them to win this game comfortably, whereas they had to win it in overtime.
Yeah, this was the beginning of the first 45 minutes, not to just keep saying they played terribly, but they were horrible. Mm-hmm. Both their goals were pretty fluky.
Yeah.
You had the one up, Gudas following up a shot and it just went off of his chest. And the first goal was Sherratt through a whole bunch of traffic where it really wasn't a dangerous shot. It was just, and this is not us trying to take shots at Sherratt. It wasn't a goal the Panthers typically score. It was a defenseman throwing a puck on net, and it just found a way through. And the Panthers really haven't scored that kind of goal all year. Their goals are either banging home rebounds after a ton of heavy pressure, or these beautiful tic-tac-toe plays where, they're sniping corners or shooting into empty nets. So the fact that they had a seeing eye goal, then a goal off of Gudas's chest today, they easily could have been down 6-0 going into the third based on how Bob was playing. And I do agree with you, TJ, where if we'd gotten Chicago Bob today, it'd probably be, 2-1 or 2-2, 3-2 going into the third.
Or 2-0.
Or 2-0, because Chicago Bob was really fucking good.
It was insane.
But, if we would have gotten that Bob, I think we would have gotten, it would have been a different game going into the third. Obviously, Spencer came in. No, he does not get credit for a shutout.
Which he should.
He does not.
I can't bang on the table too much or I'll knock the camera over. But Spencer Knight should. Okay, granted, I guess he comes in relief in the third period. Really only has to make 1 or 2 really good saves.
I wouldn't even say.
There was one in particular that I'm trying to remember. I don't even remember who shot the puck on the Devils, but there was one in particular that was a genuinely good and very important save. This long into this little video post-game reaction, we're just now talking about Spencer Knight. Spencer Knight deserves a shutout.
Spencer Knight was there?
I mean, he doesn't deserve a shot. Even if your rule made sense, which it doesn't.
When Spencer Knight was in the game, the Panthers outscored the Devils 5-0.
Yeah, but Spencer Knight faced 5 shots and 0 of them were high danger.
Yeah, that's right. In the third period, high danger scoring chances at all situations were 7-0 according to Natural Stat Trick, and you can guess who had the 7.
Yeah, it was all Panthers. I mean, that's the one thing the Panthers, not every game, but they've been really consistent about it, where sometime in the third period, they can be down by, we now know at least 4 goals, and they can just say, fuck it, we're going to turn it on, we're going to do all-out pressure, all-out attack, and let's see if we can get this game to overtime where we are by far the best team because we have the most talent on the ice every single shift. And they did it again today, and the Devils are not a playoff team. This is a team that was super thrilled to be up 6-2 against the top team in the NHL, so when you do your postseason highlight reel, you can show all the highlights of this game and be like, hey, we beat the future Cup champs 6-2 late in the season. Like, that we're ready for next year. And, yeah, you just got to delete all the footage now.
Yeah, it's a real shame.
I said when it was tied 6-6, Andrew Hammond just wanted to go home. He knew that was only going one way.
Yeah.
You also said at 6-3 that there's no way the Panthers could come back.
Whoa.
That was reverse jinx.
At 6-4, they're still not winning this game. At 6-5, they're not going to tie it. At 6-6, I'm not saying they can't, but I still don't think they will.
No, he legit straight up said, I still feel like this team is going to lose 7-6 in regulation. And I'm going to check my notes here. That didn't happen.
Turns out the Panthers won.
Here's the joke. There's no notes.
One more thing I want to talk about is how when it was really crunch time, when they were down 6-4, less than 5 minutes to go, who was it that came through? It was
the captain, baby.
It was Barkov, but not only him. Who was feeding him? It was Uyghur, it was Bennett, it was Huberdeau. They combined for the 5th goal. The best players were the best players.
Yeah, that's a very important point to make. A very good note from that game is the stars shined when we needed them to.
Mm-hmm. And the depth players have been such a highlight of this team throughout the season, but that was a part of the problem. They were down 6-2. Some guys had some pretty rough nights. Some forwards, like Mason Marchman, I thought didn't look like himself throughout this game and has had kind of a cold streak despite scoring against Chicago. And the best players, though, when it came down to that third period, when it came to, win or go home, they got it done.
Yeah, I mean, that's the one thing about this Panthers team. We've talked about it ad nauseum, and it's how deep they are at forward. And, Jacob, you said it. They didn't need Giroux at the deadline, but it's like, well, if you can get a top 30 forward in the NHL, or maybe we'll call them top 50 to be conservative. If you can get a top 50 forward in the NHL to put on your first line with Huberdeau and Barkov, or Verhaeghe and Barkov, whatever you want to run at them.
Duclair and Barkov.
Yeah, it's like you have...
Possibilities are endless.
Like, the possibilities are endless where, assuming you're matching up with your first line against the other team's first line, the Panthers always have the advantage unless they're playing Boston. Your second line against the opponent's second line, the Panthers have the advantage 95% of the time. And when your third line of Reinhart, Lundell, and Marchman is out there, it's by far better than your opponent's third line. You always have the advantage, and you could just wear teams down. And a team like New Jersey, like if the Panthers gave a fuck about this game from the opening draw, you're probably looking at a 7-1, 7-2 laugher because New Jersey's just not a good team. They sold at the deadline. This is a team looking to get to May, get to their vacations, get to their golf trips, and that's it. Like, I want to say I'm surprised by this comeback, but I'm not.
No, you shouldn't be.
Given the two teams,
going into the third period, going into the third period. I think I don't know if I said this until they scored 6-3, or if I said it going into the third. I'm pretty sure I said I think the Panthers are still going to win.
I think you did.
I don't remember if I said it at 6-2 going into the third or after they scored the third goal. But at some point, I did say to you guys, I think the Panthers are still going to win this.
And they did.
Yeah, I mean,
I love the dynamic here. Like, 6-2, yeah, no, we got this. 6-6, I think they're going to lose in regulation.
I'm the master of the emotional hedge.
You are. That is true. And I'm the master of getting my hopes up.
Yeah.
But, like, is there ever a time when you really, other than you, TJ, is there ever a time where you think, like, this team can't come back from this one? I mean, today was as close as I felt because
me too.
It looked like they didn't, not that they weren't capable of, because they clearly are, as we just saw, But like, it just seemed they didn't care about
That
these
just
2
looked
points.
like the 2018-19 Panthers jumped in the time machine and played this one in the first 2 periods.
Well, it's not even that. It's just they didn't care tonight
Although I
or to
will
this
say
afternoon. They were
that-
just like, we had a fun time out in New York City last night. The play we went and saw, because they definitely went and saw. They were definitely on Broadway, right?
Must have been.
I don't know.
They went and saw Wicked or something. Definitely, that's what a bunch of 20-something
Wicked is
year
coming
olds.
to the Adrian Arch Center.
I now have
this
season tickets
season.
for that.
I'm very
Filling out.
excited. Can I go? Like,
Shout out to the
you can
Adrian.
take
Can
my
I
wife.
take your wife to
Yes,
Wicked?
you can take
Take
my
my
wife
wife.
to Wicked.
Please.
I'll hang out with Tommy. We'll have a fun time. Not at the
I
play.
will take your wife to Wicked. I'm dead
No,
serious.
Wicked is the one I'm actually looking forward to seeing.
Oh,
It's the
now
other
it.
one.
Oh, now that there's a taker for the ticket. You're excited.
You
Good
can-
for you.
You can go to any of the other 4 ones.
I'm not interested in the other ones.
Hamilton's also coming.
I
to
want
Broward.
to take your wife to Wicked now.
Newly single Jacob Langston wants to take my wife on a date. Should I be worried?
Yes.
How could you not? Look at this hunk.
This is premium content.
So anyway, Florida Panthers can clinch a playoff spot tomorrow with a win against the Buffalo Sabres, or if the Islanders lose in regulation to the
regulation,
Devils.
No, I don't think regulation matters at this
I
point.
think it does.
I think because they're
'cause the
they
magic
could
number's
still
2.
catch up. Yeah, they could still catch up on regulation wins. But we all know they're going to make the playoffs. It's just fun when they clinch because we all know
get
it
the-
hasn't happened that many times in Panthers history.
That's true.
You get the little X in the standings.
That's
and
right.
It's nice.
That's right.
No team has clinched a playoff spot yet.
Yeah, because the NHL is so.
How has Colorado not clinched? The West is
Because
garbage.
the West bottom or the middle really is much better than in the East, where the 9th best team is going to finish with a losing record.
So
where
hold on. The
I think Vegas might still have it.
79 because Dallas, the first team out in the West, has 79 points.
Yeah, and the first
The
team.
first team out in the East, the Islanders, has 71. Okay, that is why.
Yeah.
Because there's a legitimate 9 in the West, and there really isn't one in the East. Which means that even though they might not be the top team in the league, tomorrow the Florida Panthers could become the first team to clinch a playoff spot in the 21-22 season.
Would that
That's
clinch a
very
playoff
exciting.
spot simultaneously for Carolina if they win?
It might.
Well,
Carolina,
if the
how
Panthers
many
would have to
points
win
behind
first.
us?
If
Well,
the
no, 'cause-
Panthers win, they can be the first team to clinch a playoff spot. Right.
The Panthers can clinch a playoff spot with their own victory.
Right.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
Anyway, beyond all that navel gazing, any final thoughts, guys?
Yeah, this team.
Barkov celebrated, like, for real.
Yeah, that was a real selling.
The game-tying goal, he actually celebrated, like, arms up and everything, which is really uncharacteristic of him, but it was so fun to see.
Yeah, this is just one of those really rare teams that you never change the channel. I mean, we joked about like, hey, is there anything else on? And there really wasn't, so we just kept watching.
I don't think we would have.
No, we were not going to change the channel, but like,
We were on the channel guide because we were trying to find the Florida Panthers game. What we saw was clearly not the Florida Panthers.
yeah, they sent the Junior Panthers out. Even though I don't think they're called the Junior
Yeah, I
Panthers.
think I saw the third Chikrin and another Stillman, you know.
Well, I know
Maybe a baby ghost despair.
Yeah, that's right.
Jesus, ghost despair.
Thornton's kids on the. I think
That's
they're the Junior
true.
Makos now. I think they took away the
Joe
Junior Panthers.
Thornton's kid was the youth hockey player of the game
Yes.
a couple of weeks ago, which I thought was adorable.
Yes, it was. But yeah, I think the Junior Panthers, they took that name away from the Ice Den because it's going to move over to where the new practice arena is, and I think it's now the Makos. This was your 30 seconds of South Florida youth hockey update.
Mm-hmm.
I really hope that in post you edit like one of those news sting sounds right before Alex says
I can
part.
do that, yeah.
Please do. That'd be funny.
And the last thing I want to say is that the Panthers had 2 wins in regulation in the last 2 games when Joe Thornton played, and tonight he didn't play. They didn't win in regulation.
Yeah.
So Joe Thornton is the key to everything.
And also, where is Lucas Carlson? We need an
Where
APB.
is Lucas Carlson? And also for the Lightning fans saying the Panthers need to find ways to win 2-1.
Carlson.
No thanks. Winning 7-4 is way better than.
I'm
winning
sorry
2-1.
you're insecure about having, the 10th best goal differential in the league or something like that?
Yeah. I mean, this wasn't our best game at all. But
No, but it was one of our best 15 minutes.
yes, it was. But the Panthers don't have a defensive.
I mean, they have a point. It's not like Sergei Bobrovsky can beat the Lightning in the playoffs.
Yeah, it's never happened before.
All right. This has gone too long. We're sorry for wearing on your patience. We're going to wrap up this edition of Panther Pourri recap / I don't know what we're calling this, express / 25 great smelling colors. We'll see you next time.
24 great smelling colors.
And because we're not good at this, we're not actually able to see ourselves. So hopefully we were all in frame the whole time.